take over that star role that Keegan had last year that Luka had before that?
You know, I think it'll be. I think there's a lot of guys that can step up on a night in, night out basis, which is a good thing. I think you're going to see Tony have good games, Patrick have good games, Peyton for sure, Chris obviously. I think there's a lot of different guys on a night in, night out basis that we're going to see like really play well. And I think that it might be a little bit harder for other teams to scout us and prepare for us. Obviously preparing for Keegan is a whole nother sector there, but just having a different way that we can kind of attack you, I think is going to be it's going to be interesting to see how teams will come at us and prepare for us going into the season. But I think, to answer your question, I think it's going to be a lot of different guys that step up throughout the season.
Connor, a video of you guys' open run was out circulating on Twitter, and it looked like Tony was really bringing it to you guys.
Yeah.
He said that usually you're the only one that really kind of throws back with him. You got to talk to me about the energy in those type of situations and what you're seeing from Tony this offseason.
Yeah, no, definitely. Me and Tony definitely get after it a little bit because he'll talk. He tries to claim that dudes from the Nap are tough. I don't know. I don't know. He's all right.
They say he was a football player.
Yeah,
so.
He says he's a baseball player, a football player. Like, he's one of them. I don't know if you saw the clip of Anthony Edwards saying, like, he'd be the best at, like, every sport. That's what Tony thinks. He was like, I'm quarterback, I'm pitcher, I'm the three-hitter.
Electrify the offense.
Exactly.
Team right now.
Bro, like, he played, like, one game of football in his high school career. Just get that on the record. But, no, we definitely get after it a little bit with each other just because, like, he'll talk and, I've been known to get into it a little bit throughout my career, which is all right. But I think you see that from him, and I think it's good. It brings the energy. It brings like a certain level of intensity and competitiveness to practice and even open gym that I think a lot of teams might not have because they're just kind of going through the motions. But we really bring it like every day. If I think, I'll even try to poke the bear a little bit. If I think we're having a bad day at practice, like I'll try to get into it a little bit, get somebody talking, because once guys get pissed off, that's when that energy and competitiveness really picks up.
And some teams, when a player moves on to the next level, especially someone with Keegan's talent, you might see teams kind of shy away from that, or people might be nervous to kind of step up to that. But you guys showed last year you could do it. It seems like this team is kind of in that same mindset. Can you kind of tell me where that comes from?
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I think it's just I don't want to say we're used to it, kind of just everybody stepping up into that moment, but I do think throughout the years, like, a lot of these guys played with Luka. Like, I've played with Teese and Tyler Cook. Like, there's been guys who I've been on teams with. There's been guys who I've played on teams with that have had to step up into that role. And so the entire offseason, when we're practicing, when we're working out, when we're preparing, we're constantly like building guys up. Like, I'll say, like, hey, Chris, like, I know, like, that's a nice play, but no, like, you need to go be aggressive. Like, you need to score that. Like, that's got to be a basket for you every time when you catch it in that spot, going to your left. Like, you need to score that. I'm glad you passed it. So, and there's constantly moments like that. Like, Patrick, you're attacking the break. Like, I'm glad you pulled it out. But no, like, you need a bucket there. Like, you're in transition. You need to attack and go score. So I think we're constantly, like, and that's not just from me. That's from the coaching staff. We're always building guys up and saying, hey, we don't have, from Keegan and Jordan combined, we don't have pretty much a 40 points, 10 rebounds, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists in our lineup anymore. That's got to come from other places. So we got a lot of guys that can step up into that because we've always played that way. We've played kind of in like a system where guys build up from when they're freshmen and step in ready to go. So that's a positive, but there's constantly little teaching moments that you need to point out to guys like, hey, we need you to step up a little bit and make these kind of plays this year where you might not have done that in the past.
Since you got here, you've almost been a leader and a coach on the floor. What would you like to do this year? I mean, to add to that even.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point, and really I want to continue that, but and then some. Like, take another step. Ultimately, the number one thing to do is I want to win, and that is beyond anything else. I want to make a run in the tournament. I want to win another championship. That's where my head's at. My personal achievements, my stats, I could average, if we make it to the Sweet 16 Elite Final Four, if I average 0, 0, and 0, I'll be happier than if I average 20 points a game, and I truly mean that. So that is kind of like where I want to come in, is how can I affect winning in every single way, and if that's helping out the young guys, helping out Desante, like learn the plays, JD, helping him figure out where to go, what to do. If I can help the big guys in a tough road environment, like step up to the line, make pressure free throws, if I can do any of those kinds of things, that's what I want to do, along with also being somebody offensively who takes another step, make shots consistently through the whole year, not just for a hot stretch, whatever you want to call it. Want to be a threat offensively for most of the year, and while also making sure that I'm able to keep going defensively.